Our next guest says that he would like to find a way to make routines of daily life and transform them into sacred little rituals. He's doing his best, and he's written a book all about it. He is the author of Essential Spirituality. Joining us tonight, Roger Walsh. Thank you very much for joining us this evening, Roger.
Thank you,
Glad to have you on. In reading your biography and your background, you're native Australian. You hold how many different degrees? 3?
4, yeah.
4, okay, 4, 3, 4, all right. You're highly educated, and you came to a point in your life where you realized that spirituality is really what you needed. Tell us about that journey very briefly.
Well, it was quite a surprise to me, I have to say. I started off as a hardcore scientist, trained in to be very objective and materialistic. And when I went into my psychiatry training, I had to have some therapy experience myself, and to my amazement I found that there was an inner universe as vast and mysterious as the outer. That led me into meditation practice, which I had always thought of as kind of something weird and wonderful from the East, but it turned out to be very powerful, very transformative. I learned a great deal about myself and about the nature of the mind, and it really changed my life orientation in quite dramatic ways I hadn't expected at all.
The thing about this book that catches my eye first and foremost is that your foreword was written by His Holiness the Dalai Lama. Tell us a little bit about how you were able to accomplish that.
Well, actually, there's the secret of getting something from the Dalai Lama is simply to ask. He's such an amazing human being that his life is dedicated to serving and trying to contribute in any way he can. So if you ask him for something, he'll try to do it. And I had the good fortune of spending a week with him in a dialogue. He wanted to meet with some Western scientists, and so we talked about psychology with him, and we had this wonderful dialogue. And so once I knew him, when I asked for something, he went out of his way to do it. So it's just the way he is.
Wow. When people are searching for their essential spirituality, what are some of the roadblocks that they come across?
Well, I think all of us find that as we start to take up a spiritual practice, we find that, for example, we're not as spiritual or as loving or as kind as we'd like to be. Mm-hmm. We find that we have anger and fear and jealousy and greed and all the other things that human beings have as part of our mix. And so that can be a little discouraging because having a spiritual life really does mean telling the truth about ourselves and about the way we see the world. And it particularly means being open to both the fact that we are spiritual beings, we are loving and at heart truly wonderful, well-meaning creatures, but we also have these barriers and blocks.
Well, how can people actually go about achieving that?
Well, the essence, of course, is to take up some sort of spiritual practice, whether it be a meditation or a yoga or a form of prayer, whatever really works for the individual. For some people, of course, it's being in nature. Nature can be a wonderfully healing and spiritual resource for many people. For others, it's being of service to the community and to people who are suffering. Each of us has to find our own different road in, but there are many different roads, and the challenge for each of us is just to find what really works for us and to apply ourselves to it.